So, I am Paola Manoni, and in my spare time and on holidays I like climbing. That's why I'm today on crutches. But in my professional and safer life, I work at the Vatican Library, at a IT services coordination, and I am responsible for metadata and the IIIF implementation of the library. And let's say that the interest of the Vatican Library for the IIIF dates back to 2014, when the Mellon Foundation granted a 6-month project, the pilot project that gave us the opportunity to demonstrate the way in which IIIF could be a long-term commitment for the library. In fact, the positive result of the pilot has led to the decision to implement a new platform for the digital library based on IIIF server capability for the delivery of images and also the capability of constructing and delivering manifests. These functionalities have been fully implemented in the DVL, the DigiVatlib, a digital library service able to provide all digital materials produced so far, openly accessible and interoperable via IIIF. This platform, powered by Entity Data, was launched on May 17, 2016. It is bringing together the digitization at the library, and today it contains over 15,000 digital objects compliant with IIIF, over 14,000 manuscripts, over 600 incunabula, 250 archives, and over 300 inventories pertaining to the manuscript collections. Before I will hand over to my friend Hiroshi from Entity Data, who will talk about the implementation in details, let me briefly mention another initiative undertaken by the Vatican Library. Thanks to another grant received by the Mellon Foundation, we have launched a 3-year project to enrich the digital delivery of these materials, using Mirador by annotating some exemplary manuscripts with scholarly analysis in order to tell scholarly narratives that provide interpretation for the individual works and illustrate important aspects of the world's preprint culture. To meet this challenge, the Vatican Library aims to promote a new perspective to the study of medieval manuscripts by means of web communication and IIIF. What is new here is that it is a new approach of the Vatican Library. The library wants to engage the visitors to its website on the possibility for using these annotated manuscripts in IIIF, by providing tools of discovering and comparing digital materials. This represents a very important and historically significant change in the relationship between the Vatican Library and its user communities. The selection of the library's significant manuscripts is in line with the most relevant interests of our scholars, having taken into consideration the subjects of their publications. I'm referring to articles, essays related to the manuscripts of the Vatican Library. The scientific staff of the library have identified 4 categories as the basis for thematic pathways, focusing on Greek and Latin paleography, classic Latin authors, palimpsests, and princely collections. In its essential lines, a thematic pathway is composed by 3 different kinds of information: a general description, an introduction, historical information, and so on, of the chosen theme, that it represents the story, the context, the preprint culture. Then, for each digitized manuscript, we will provide annotations, comments, in-depth analysis about detailed parts of a manuscript. For example, text, comments, illuminations, and so on, and transcriptions of units of information, as well as descriptive and structural metadata. Stanford University Library, as the founding institution for IIIF and lead developer for these technologies, will partner with the Vatican Library to provide technology support for this project. And now I would like to go back to our broader initiative, I mean the DVL, our digital library platform, and I will hand over to Hiroshi Sugino, responsible for the entity data teamwork, who is partnered with the Vatican Library about this great initiative. Please, Hiroshi.
Thank you, Paola. My name is Hiroshi Sugino. Today, I will briefly introduce the DVL, DVL features focusing on the IIIF. As she said, last year, in 2016, the brand new digital library for BAB was released. All of the digitized manuscript owned by BAB are registered in this new system, which is compliant with IIIF standard. We, NTT Data, collaborated with BAB for 3 or 4 years to implement this system, which is called DVL, and realized advanced viewer and all the other wonderful details. And these slides show the main screen flow of DVL. First, we use the search function in the top page to search by free word, free keyword, and or each metadata field. Then the result is shown in the search result page with the facet here. Finally, we can see the image in the image viewer compliant with IIIF. In near future, we plan to implement the authentication API to add the login and security using the token. And also, we will implement the annotation and search API. At this conference on Friday, our colleagues will make a presentation including the annotation and search API. This is the top page of DVL. We can switch the search functions between the simple search, advanced search, and index search. Full text search is available by using the Solar as a search engine, open software search engine. So to use this function, we can realize the implement search API easily, I think. About the registered collection, as Paola said, about the registered collections, not only the manuscript, but also the Inknabula archives and inventories are also available for viewing. This is the search result page. On the left side of this screen, we can see the facet, which can narrow down the result by collection, digitized status, date, and author and languages. These tables show the number of registered documents. As described in the previous slide, at the moment there are 4 collections, total 15,000 documents are registered. In the future, we plan to add other collections such as printing books and coins and so on. All of these images can be accessed via IIIF interface. And this is a sample of image viewer. This is the IIIF compliant viewer. For example, it provides a IIIF manifest URI of the image, like this. If you click copy button, the manifest URI is copied. And you can also display images from other repository on this viewer. This is an example of interaction with the University of Tokyo's IIIF compliant repositories. Right side is external site. Up to 9 items can be displayed inside this window. And structured metadata and bibliographic metadata is shown in this viewer. This is the sample of bibliographic metadata. Regarding a viewer, this is a IIIF compliant viewer. This is a default viewer. In addition, 3D and audiovisual contents can be also displayed in this window. This is in the future, once the standards for these types of contents are added in the IIIF, we will make it easy to adopt new contents by a little update. This is a sequence of image viewing. We use the presentation API here to get the metadata from the server. And at the same time, we create token to ensure security of subsequent accesses. We plan to replace this part by the authentication API. Next, we use the image API to retrieve the images. The images is JPEG 2000 in VAB. So DVL divided the image to some tiles and convert the format and add a watermark for VAB on the fly. Then return them to the client. In the near future, the annotation and such API will be added in this viewer. This is the last one. In VAB, not only we are compliant with IIIF standard, but also a consistent workflow is established from digitization to dissemination. Therefore, images that can be provided as IIIF in DVL are increasing day by day. In this way, we think that we can contribute a little to a IIIF community by establishing the whole workflow and continuously increasing the images compliant with IIIF. Thank you.